after this section if you don't have any question. Let me give you.
How often do you synchronize the data? Is it immediately or is it like?
Once you add the data directly
Okay.
at that moment. But again, we have also to, we allow you to do that by mass if you have any trouble, okay? If you use this way, let's say, I don't know, for example, okay, that's a good point. Good point. Thank you for that question. For example, let's say you use data transfer workbench, okay? Transfer tool. Once you import some items with that application, we will not be able to create item details. Yeah, because this is third party, not working in UI. And once you import them, you will not have item details for that item. But what you can do, you can restore, okay? So it means that if you import something with data transfer workbench, you should restore item details. Or, for example, when you add item master data without ProcessForce running, we will not be able to synchronize them. You need to trigger. But of course, we have some features like, okay, just a moment. Let me activate an item. This is standard window. When you right click on it and click on item details, system will try to bring you the item details record of this item, okay? And let's say you didn't run ProcessForce and you created an item. It means that you will not have this record in item details table. But when somebody try to activate it, you will not get an error like, okay, you don't have this, you cannot. System will create at that moment. But of course, you wouldn't like to do that one by one when you import from DTW, and you can restore them. All right. But otherwise, if ProcessForce is running in item master data, when you create it, it will be created in the background. When you create manufacturing order, it will be created. It will be synchronized even after you update it. Okay. Yeah, you will not feel it actually.
Okay, and also the deletion of the item master data, is it also, immediate? For example, I create item master data and then I decide to delete it because I didn't use it. So will it be deleted in details?
Once you delete it, system delete from item details.
Okay.
And just item details is not a form that you can manually add something. Okay, you can, because you will see that item details doesn't even have add mode. It has only find mode and OK mode. Okay mode. It doesn't have add mode because it can be only added by item master data.
Okay.
Yeah, I will describe that one also. Okay. Any other question? Okay. So this is the first time that we talk about a master data. Means that we will see more things in business one. Okay. Under the stock management, we have item details window, but you can access item details by right click on item master data and click on item details. Okay, this is the one method, but you can also just open item details form on the left, and it will appear in find mode. You can type your item and find your details. And as you can see here, we don't have add mode here. I cannot click on it. or I cannot click on, when I just click on Control F, I cannot go to Control A to add mode. You cannot add manually. Okay, let's jump back. I will find an item. Actually, this is final. Good. Product B. Let's right click on it and activate item details. Okay. Okay, maybe you may ask that why we have a separated window. Okay. That's because we don't want to use the standard item master data. Okay, we could add some tabs here, like 10 more tabs, but it will not, let's say, be just useful. Okay. And it may also decrease the performance of standard form, and we may we would not have much control on it. So that's why we have this item details form. And with the simplest explanation, I would say this is the extended version of item master data. Okay, because we have many things to define here. And once you activate item details, you will see we have some tabs here. Okay, inventory, planning, costing, etc., etc. I will mention about all of them. But the first point is the revision. The revision is one of our, let's say, engagements with the standard. And again, the simplest explanation of revision is that revision allows you to create multiple bill of material for a single item. Okay, you know, in the standard you cannot create multiple bill of material for standard for a single item, but here you can create a bill of materials as much as you define revision in here. It means that I have 10 bill of material defined for product B. And of course, yeah, there are some use cases for that you can use revision. And I will mention about them. Okay. Okay, for example, here we have code 00 default. Code 00 default comes with, let's say, when you create an item in item master data, item details will be created and code 00 default will be assigned to this item. So if I just go and create test 001 item, when I add it, now item is created. And if I go to item details, yeah, you will see that you have only one revision, code 00, and yeah, name is default. Because in order to be able to create bill of material in ProcessForce, you should have a revision. Okay. But what is this code 00 and default? Where the system retrieve this data? In general settings, yeah, of course you can change it. ProcessForce, and here in general tab we have default revision code and default revision name. you can say anything. You can define anything here, okay? Let's say description. You can change it. Because we don't have the let's say, let me close. We don't have increment here. Like, yeah, it's not going to type here code 01, etc. So it's not something like that. You can define anything, okay? Maybe without any number, even. You can say maybe like rework, okay? Rework. You can add. And if you see that this revision code is editable, it means that it doesn't have any bill of material, okay? If it doesn't have any bill of material, you can edit. But if it has, as you can see in the background, it will be disabled. Okay, what I will do, I will remove this item. Okay, now I will focus on when we can use the revision, which scenario we can use it in. For example, you may have some revision of your, let's say, standard product, and you may engineer each year to improve your product, okay? For example, in this year, 2022, I'm using this default revision. And this is active, not obsolete, engineering, or being phased out, okay? Phased out. It's active. I'm actively using it. But what I can do, I can create a new revision for the next year, okay? I can set the status to engineering. I can even add some validity based on the date, okay? I can say this only can be used in this date between this range. And even if you let's say mistakenly try to create a manufacturing order, you can create bill of material, no worries. But if you try to create manufacturing order, system will block you to do that because it's not valid for this year. And what you can do, for example, in this scenario, you can prepare your bill of material. Maybe you have some changes when you compare it with the current one. You can calculate the cost of your new revision. Maybe cost, yeah, you will improve your item, but it will cost much cost than the previous one. You can change it. You can define all the routings based on the revision. And it means that you can prepare your next year production method, okay, with this revision. Normally, you can change your current revision, but of course you don't want that to update it because currently you are not working in that with that new revision. So what you can do, you can create new one and work on it in the meantime. This is one use case that I can tell you. The other method, for example, subcontracting. What is subcontracting? It is, you may not have enough capacity, or you may find some cheaper method to produce some operation even of your production. And what you can do, you can just buy some service and you can produce your item externally, okay, for that method. But maybe you can also produce it in your place, in your factory, but in the meantime you may give some operation. You may use this subcontracting method. For that, you can create another bill of material because there will be some specific definition based on bill of material. And you can create new revision. You can manage it with the new bill of material. The other one, rework. Rework scenario might have a different bill of material because you will use that specific item, but you will not, let's say, produced item can be reworked, and you can use some additional things there to just adjust the quality maybe, and you can have separated revision. Another way, yeah, this is important, and also one of the most requested feature by partners and also end users. Here you can see product red and product silver. Okay, I know it came your mind, and you would ask that if you manage, follow, or track your item based on the specifications under the one item. Okay, for example, product B has red or silver. Maybe some other, like maybe it depends on the packaging size or some other details, like maybe based on the quality even. Okay. Yes, you can do that with ProcessForce, but you can track your inventory, your stock, based on revision only when you enabled item management method to batch or serial. So it means that if you manage this product B by batch or serial, you can track the inventory of each revision. You have like 10 in your warehouse, 5 in your warehouse, committed or ordered, etc. Okay, so if I needed to show you this one, if I jump into the inventory data tab, you can see that here we have a revision selection, and the code 00 revision, I have totally 104 in my warehouse and 82 in the first to the 22 in the last. But if I change this revision to rev 02, you will see that I don't have any. Maybe if I can see some other with the inventory. For example, this rev 06 has 101 ordered, 100 committed, okay? Even committed on peak orders, okay? This is additional feature. It means that it's allocated to a manufacturing order. Not consumed yet, but allocated. All right, this is another way that you can use the revision. And I will ask you if you have any question, as this is very important point, revision. Do you have any doubt, or is that clear for you?
Is it limited by number of revisions?
No, unlimited. You can add as much as you want.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, do not relate it only the bill of material. Why I'm saying that? Because you can say, okay, the basically revision is only about the creation of bill of material. It's not. It's not, because this active item 01 is purchasing item, okay? I'm not producing it, I'm not selling. It means that it will not have a bill of material, okay? But what you can do, you can also create revision based on the specification of this item. Maybe again, the quality. You can create revisions here as much as you want. You will not, let's say, create bill of material, okay? But what you will do, you will select revision in the receipt document, good receipt or good receipt PO. And while you're receiving it, you will select revision. And with that method, you would like to track them based on the revision in your inventory. So it's not always about the creation of bill of material. It's, yeah, maybe the basic way is the sub item tracking. Maybe I can also call it like that under one item. For example, maybe you have private label production. You can just create them by customer. I don't know. You can do that. Yeah, of course, the important thing that is that being aware of the function, how it functions. That's the point. Then you can imagine or you can implement it any way that you consider. Okay. We have a few fields to mention here also. Here we have a default selection. You can select only one. Okay, yeah, I mean, when you select some other, it will be, the other one will be removed. Default means when you select this item in any document, this default revision will be populated by the system. For example, in sales order, this is product B. When I select this item, as you can see here, revision code 00 is populated here because this is default one. But of course, you can change it to any of them. This is default one. And default for MRP, this is important, especially when you use the standard MRP. It's not valid for MRP 2.5. It's for only MRP. Yeah, I think you already guessed what it is. Here we have 10 bill of materials. All of them has. But yeah, what we know, standard doesn't allow us to have multiple, so we don't have synchronize all of them. We should, or let's say we must synchronize only one of them to standard. Okay, imagine that you updated this one, you updated this one, system will not, okay, first synchronize this, first synchronize, it's not going to do that. System only synchronize which is selected as default for MRP. Okay, if you update this one, it will not synchronize it to standard, but if you update code 00, it will synchronize it to standard. So it's also selectable for only one line. Okay, yeah, that's all about the revision. I will also ask you if you have any question in the end of this item details module. The next tab is inventory data. And here, we already introduced this page. Here you can change your revision, and it means that you will see all the availability and stock information based on your revision. But yeah, if it is managed by batch, if it is not managed by batch, you will not see anything here. Okay. And also the other thing, you can define your inventory levels based on revision. You know, this is for MRP. Normally, you have this option in item master data. Sorry, in here, stock data, minimum, maximum, and required one. And if you activate this one, manage stock by warehouse, you can even define them based on warehouse. And it's same here. If you activate manage inventory by warehouse, you can define your levels based on revision and also based on warehouse. Okay. And the next one is planning data. Yes, planning data is very similar to this one. And as you can define them based on item here in item master data, you can also define them based on revision. Revision based lead time, revision based, and any definition here. Okay. And while I was saying that this revision is also can be called as a sub-item of header, one parent item. Yeah, I was meaning that all these definitions also, okay? You can define based on revision all the planning data. Okay, now the others, classification, properties, batches, okay, not batches, sorry. Phrases, origins, groups. Okay, I will mention about them. But these are mostly informative, okay? Mostly, not all of them. Okay, per purchase, per purchase, yes, per purchase. Per purchase allows you to define some specifications of your item. Imagine that. You can do this also with another method. What you can do, for example, let's say we will define, okay, we would like to define the boiling point of this item, and we would like to get this information onto manufacturing order layout, or we would like to keep it in the system database because we may need to retrieve this data in some of our reports. Okay. So, for example, we may need to get some item specification layout and all details there. But of course, you cannot define all of them in bill of material, but you can define them here. And we call each of them as a property. And this is object related definition also. Yeah, I mean, you cannot type here something like that. You should first add this. You should first add this property in item property table. You can access by this link, or you can find it under the setup. Okay, item property. Here, yeah, the name, code, and yeah, you can just group them. And here we have reference code. Okay, I will come back here. But before that, I need to describe or explain you two types of the property. One of them is quantitative. For example, this one, boiling point. You cannot say boiling point is yes or no. Okay, this is something qualitative, but boiling point itself is a quantitative specification. So this is why we define it in here, range value from and to. If it is equal, okay, if you have only one data, you can use equal and you can select it here from. You don't need to use you don't need to use this two, value two. But if it is between, of course, you can use both of them. This is the first type, quantitative property. Quality property, which is the second type, is, for example, this one. Here we have a question, is dangerous? You cannot say is dangerous equal to 11. It doesn't make sense. Is dangerous, you have here some references. It means that, let's say the answer of this question, but this answer defined, this answer or the list of the answers defined based on this property. So if I go to 11, property 11, you will see that this 11 has dangerous, safe, or not applicable, maybe, answers. So what you can do when you select this property here, you can select okay, this item is this one or this one. You can define whatever you need about the property, and it's also unlimited. You can add like 1000 property here, and you can collect them and bring them onto your reports layout. Also, this is a specific exception for properties. You can see all these details also in quality control module, but it's not something that this is your test properties. It's not test properties. It comes, it's being retrieved in quality control form for your information. Okay, imagine that you are an inspector, and of course you have your own test properties that you will define in the system. We will see it in the future, further sessions. But this is item properties, not test properties, but it will also appear on quality control form. Yeah, you can imagine it like more information about product. All right. So here we have classifications. I don't know, phrases, groups, text. Okay. All these tabs doesn't have any function, but of course it allows you to keep more information in the system. For example, how you can use them. Classification. You can just add all the classification that, I don't know, maybe here we have like quality. If your item is quality B, you can add a new classification code. Maybe this is based on quality. You can say, okay, this item is quality B. Like, for example, we have toxic, or I don't know, maybe alcohol, etc. It includes alcohol. You can just add all this classification and you can select based on item. Then of course you can use it again on any report. Okay. So it means that you don't need to create UDF, okay, in item master data. Of course, you can create a UDF and select there. But here we have matrix method, and it makes you to be able to define unlimited records and then use them in some other for some other purposes. For example, here you can define the phrases. If you have some phrase, you can define. Let me check if I have any example. Yeah, do not breathe gas, never add water to this production. Some warnings. Okay. For example. And the other one is groups. You can imagine this like in item master data, you have one item group, but yeah, I'm sure you already implemented in some project that adding new UDF here, the subgroup of item, and with the formatted search, you can just trigger it based on this selection, etc. But yeah, you can use these groups, okay? You can even define multiple groups based on one item. It's assets, but yeah, in the meantime, is a raw material, is something else, etc., etc. You can go with this one, okay? And also here we have text, and just imagine that you would like to print a label, and you would like to have some instructions on the label. You can define them here, or you can use this for another purpose. Of course, it's not mandatory. I'm just giving you some use case. You can define some texts about your item. Okay, and of course attachments. We have on many objects this tab, and you can attach your attachments. Okay, and I will mention about these batches, but I don't want to start it before the break. Okay, so I would like to hear if you have any question about. All right, we completed introduction, revision, concept, classifications, etc., and origin. Okay, it's time for batch serial number management. Okay, we have also some engagements on batch management side. But first of all, could you please confirm that you can see my screen? Let's not have some trouble later.
Yes, we do.
Okay. Okay, so first of all, of course, we have configurations that you define, and these configurations are using some level system. Okay, the level system is like inheriting system, we can call it also. In item details form, we have seen in the previous section that we have batches tab here. Okay. And we have some parameters here to be defined. But these parameters also, let's say all of them, some group, can be retrieved from parent level. And the parent level is item group. Okay. For example, here we have something like batch template, and this is a choose from list. You can select it here, and also you can inherit this parameter from item group. Okay, just a moment. Let me close my door, balcony. All right, I'm back. When you activate item group, you will see ProcessForce tab here. Oh, okay, we have some mass location here, but it's because of, I think, my resolution. And for example, you can inherit some parameter from item group. And if it's defined here, and if it is inherited in item details, system will check and get the value from item group. But also we have inherit from general settings. Okay. In general settings, let's add some and say priority. Object, first item details, then item group, and the last level is general settings. In general settings, under ProcessForce tab, here we have inventory, okay? And some of them are also here. For example, default template for batches, okay? So if nothing is defined in item details or in item group, system will retrieve this definition. And also there are also some additional parameters in company level in general settings, of course. This is the first part, how we retrieve data, retrieve definition, okay? So let me refresh. And what we have, what comes with ProcessForce, additional feature are, for example, we allow user to create a batch template. And batch template allows you to generate your batch number automatically based on your template. Okay, I will show you. And the second one, we calculate your expiry date based on your definition. And you can say, for example, one item has, I don't know, 50 days shelf life. And you can just, when you purchase, for example, in good receipt PO, system will automatically calculate your expiry date. And also, when you produce something managed by batch, once it's produced, we also calculate expiry date for you. And you can even define the base date that expiry date will be calculated from. For example, it's normally current date, but for in manufacturing order, you can say, okay, just calculate it the planned start date, or based on planned end date, or required date, I don't know. And you can also add some custom calculation. So let's see all of them, okay? One by one. First of all, let's start with batch master data. When you run ProcessForce, you will not see batch details here, okay? You will see batch master data. This is our object. Maybe if I show it from here, top menu, you will see that, let me show you item management, batches. You will see that batch details is disabled, okay? This is standard batch table. And this is the extended master data. Let me start with this one. First of all, we just discussed this inventory tracking based on revision, okay? If you remember. For each batch, we have this revision code, all right? So it means that this batch has 928 in stock, and it means that this stock is belongs to it belongs to code 00. In that way, we know that how many quantity you have in for this batch, this revision, sorry. And I also mentioned about these properties retrieved from item details. Here we have attachments, also the quality control documents. Okay, if it's created based on this batch, you will see them here. And returns documents, inventory report of this batch, and also complaints if you have any, because we have also complaints module. Okay, in the meantime, I'm just taking some notes on my second monitor. Just a moment, please. Okay. All right, by the way, the status are the same, okay, as it's in the standard release, not accessible, and locked. So also when you update something here, for example, status, it will be synchronized in standard batch details. Let's close this one. Okay, we will start with batch template. But before that, I forgot something in the first session. When you click on production, you can see only ProcessForce objects here. This bill of material is ProcessForce bill of material. Manufacturing order, yeah, it's differently named, not production order, but manufacturing order. You can't see the standard modules. If I show it from these modules from top menu, you will see them. All of them are just disabled. Okay, that's because, yeah, if you are using ProcessForce, you don't need this standard one. Okay, but we also in general settings and also in user settings, we allow you to activate bill of material, standard bill of material, and production orders. So in company level, we have enable standard functionality, SAP Business One production menu. If you click on an update, you will see here also, and you will be able to activate standard bill of material and manufacturing order. Okay. But we have also, I will not do that. We have also this option based on user. If you open user setup and go to general settings, general tab, you will see that enable standard production selection here. If it's parent, it means that this parameter will be retrieved from general settings. If it is yes, this user will be able to see production menu, standard production menus, bill of material production order, and also can activate it. If it is no, yeah, imagine that you have in company level this standard menu enabled, but this user will not be able to see them. Okay. So what I will do, I will set it to yes. And after I set it to yes, I will see that this menus will be activated, okay, enabled. Production, and now you can access them. When you click on bill of material, this is standard bill of material. When you click on, I don't know, production order, This is standard production order, but these are synchronized from ProcessForce objects, of course. Yeah, also maybe you should know that we synchronize with item code, bill of material. Production order is synchronized by this field, okay? Manufacturing order, doc entry. For example, if I delete this, okay, of course I shouldn't do that. System will check and couldn't find, will check and will not find production order in the standard and create new one. So yeah, you should know that this is the primary field for that. Okay, why or when you may need to activate standard menu. For example, yeah, first of all, you may want to check them, okay? How it's synchronized in the standard, etc. This is one reason. The other one, you know, in standard we have some bill of material types: assembly, sales, template, and production. With ProcessForce, we only provide production type bill of materials. Okay. And it means that if you want to define some bill of material with the type of the others than production, you need to use standard bill of material. And means that you may use the standard but also ProcessForce at the same time. Okay, that's the reason that you may need to activate. Or maybe production order, you may want to only check the if everything is correct, etc. Okay, because we don't create in receipt and issue document, we don't create production good receipt or production good issue. We use directly good receipt and good issue. So when you create good receipt and good issue in manufacturing order, system will not create something in here in standard. I mean, any receipt and issue document, production receipt and issue document. But system, of course, will update this plant quantity. Like, let's say when you produce 5 of this manufacturing order in manufacturing order form, and if your plant quantity is 10, system will update this production order to 5 because yeah, it has impact on reports. Okay, I just forgot. I had to mention about this in the first session. Well, I forgot it. So we now know the details. Okay, let's jump back to batches. Okay, let's talk about the batch template. Okay, first of all, in order to activate batch template, you can use this yellow arrow, but of course you can access it from setup, and it should be, where is inventory? Ingredients, okay, stock management. Okay, here, batch template definition and serial template definition. And I will not mention about serial template definition because it's completely the same with batch template definition. So if I activate batch template definition window, this window will appear. Let me see how many I have. Data and counter, item code are plus counter. Okay. This is template definition window. And you can see here 2 different tabs. Supply batch, this number. This number is batch number, as you know. And supply batch is supply number, supplier batch number. So you can also automatically generate supplier batch number if you need. So if I had to show you. Just let me go to again the batch master data. This is the batch number, and this is the supplier batch. So you can also create this automatically. But let's focus on this number, this batch number. So here we have formula, and formula means that you can define here some variables, and these variables will be used during the batch number generation. What we have here we have date, and here we have some, let's say, concat with this sign, and then we have some variable called counter. And here we have button, validate button, and you can check if the query is correct. Okay, validated. So date format is being retrieved here from here. It will be 4 digits for year, 2 for month, and 2 for day, but you can change it. You can just, I don't know, remove this sign and add another, etc. Or you can say 2 digits for year. And by the way, you can add this parameter by clicking on this button. Okay, date, counter, I don't know, some others also. Manufacturing order number. But of course, manufacturing order number will not work in purchasing. It's for make items. And sure, when you just select, bring them like this, it's not gonna work. Just imagine it like select statement, okay? So you need to add some plus. Okay, if it is SQL, you can add plus sign. If it is HANA, yeah, you can use this concate, let's say, symbols, okay? And the counter will be retrieved from here. This is the next counter. So once you create new batch, you will see something like that. Year is 2022, and month is 10, day is 3, and here we have a separator. And what is the next counter is this one. Okay. When we just use this batch template, next time it will create something like that. You can create this batch template, yeah, as I mentioned, based on item details, means that you can have different template for item, or you can define it based on item group or company level. So let's see how it works, okay? Of course, I will show you in procurement scenario, purchase scenario. But later in the process, we will see also in production scenario. Let's select a vendor and our item. Okay. The quantity is, let's say, 100. Control plus tab. So here we have batch setup window. And for this batch related, let's say, processes, we are using the standard function. This is standard batch setup window, okay? Of course, with our additional fields here. And normally what you can do, you can just type your batch here, batch number, or you can use standard batch creation, automatic batch creation. This is standard one, but this is not advanced level, okay? So in order to create batch with ProcessForce batch template, you can click on this automatic creation. Okay. Here we have some details. You can fill them. to allocate these details to all of them. This is the quantity and this is the number of batch. Yeah, if you want to create only one batch, you can select one, and system will create only one for all this 100. But if you just set it to, system will split these batches to two parts. You will have two batches with 50 each quantity. Let's see first one. When you click on create, yeah, here we have the new batch number. Okay, it's retrieved from batch template definition. Or maybe let's delete it. You can also automatic creation. If you select two, system will create two lines, okay? Two batches, 50-50. Okay. The next thing that I would like to mention is shelf life. All right. Shelf life, shelf life allows you to give some, let's say, this is the value to calculate your expiry date. When it's 10 days, it means that, yeah, it will expire 10 days later after the current date. It means that when it's received, after it's received. And here, you can also define it with the day and hours details. Okay. Here we have, let me remember. We have some validation, but I don't remember the detail. Let's maybe check it in general settings. Just a moment, please. ProcessForce. Of course, we have also that definition in general settings. As far as I remember, it was warning. Okay, here, for example, shelf time values is wrong format. You can have like 0 day, 2 hours, or 4 day, etc. It means that, for example, this was 50 days, and you can also 5 hours. Okay, just know that you can also define in hour level. Okay, so let's see how it is calculated. It was already 50, okay, when I was creating this batch. And as you can see here, expiry date is 22 of November. So today is 3 of October. If you add 50 days, yeah, you will find this date, okay? It's automatically calculated. And admission date is the actual receipt date. Once you receive your item, this is that date. And as you can see here, we have also expiry time. Okay, we have expiry date and expiry time. So that's why I was just telling you that you can fill the details with in date, but also in hour level. Okay, we have also inspection date definition. Okay, what is inspection date? We also calculate that one. You know, there are a few types of quality control. One of them is inbound testing, or we can say incoming test. The other one is in-process test. When you produce something, you want to test it. And the other one can be internal test, right? You purchased, you just executed your inbound test, you stored your item in your warehouse. But especially in food or chemistry, this kind of industry, you may want to, or you may need to test your item while you're having them in your warehouse. And we call it as internal testing. And for that kind of scenario, you can determine some date, some, let's say, period that you need to check and test this item. For example, it's here 20. And it means that inspection date, the next one, I'm receiving this item today, and 20 days later, I have an inspection. And not only the next one, we also calculate the next one. I mean, this is the first inspection after you received it. And also you need to, periodically you need to test it. And the next one is this one. 20 days after this inspection day. Okay. We also have here warning pure expiry days, something like that. Okay, here. And this is something that we calculate and also keep in batch master data in batch level. And this 10 represents that 10 days before the expiry date. For example, in here, our expiry date is 22 of November. And if we scroll right, here we can see it's 12th of November. All right. And it means that we keep this information in the database or table. And I don't know why I'm always closing batch master data window, but let me again activate it. Yeah, anything you see here, of course, on also batch master data. It's here, okay? For example, this is admission, this is expiry date, time, warning date, etc. Inspection, next, all are here. Again, I closed anyway. And also here we have revision, okay? And this is important because, you know, if you want to just track your item, this revision is important because it will decide, or let's say it will determine the owner of this batch. And this data is retrieved from the line, PO line. Of course, I need to scroll right, but I cannot because batch setup is activated. If you just activate this revision code, or if you find revision code in the row, you will see that it's code 00. So yeah, while you are creating this document or you are copying or retrieving it from purchase order, you can determine the revision of this line. And system will automatically retrieve from good receipt PO line. Of course, you can change it. Sure, definitely. And for example, here we have origin column. And as I told you, origin is defined in item details. Default one is AE, United Arab Emirates. But yeah, we defined also some Andorra, and you can change it. the origin of the batch. All right. And here we have quality control status. Okay, this is default one. Default one is selected as passed, but you can change it. So if I jump to back item details, you will see that some default definitions here: default batch status, default quality control status, and it's also split into two parameters if it is on sub receipt document or ProcessForce receipt document. What it means, for example, GRPO is sub receipt documents, right? We already had this object, but what ProcessForce receipt documents mean is that we have in manufacturing order pick receipt document. This is not business one object. So it means that, for example, this is the first one batch status, second one quality status, and this status in sub receipt. The first one is batch status and second one quality control. These are in ProcessForce. So you may say, okay, sub receipt documents means that good receipt PO, for example, but not only that one. There are also other receipt documents, you know, for example, return, good receipt. These are also sub receipt documents. So you can say, okay, default batch status in sub receipt document is released. I don't know, maybe in ProcessForce it's not released, it's locked. You can define them separately. And this quality control status coming from here, you can also change them and say, okay, inspection means that not done yet, or you can say passed. Also, just a moment, let me, but yeah, it was actually inherited from item group. So let me not update. It was inherited from item group. Maybe it is inherited from general settings, so we need to check it in item group. But yeah, this status is coming from there. All right, these are the most important parameters. And we were just mentioning about the batch template. And in the meantime, we mentioned about the date determination, okay? Date determination is that, yeah, you can determine the expiry date and also supplier batch date, also inspection dates, etc. All are the date determination. And on the right, we have expiry evaluation type. Basically, it means that what is your source date to calculate your expiry date? For example, while we're creating in good receipt PO, it's this admission date automatically set to today, current date. But you can use expiry evaluation template that we will see in the advanced training, okay? And you can use even a query to determine. Maybe you will say, not today, the date which is filled in the good receipt PO somewhere, or I don't know. Yeah, you can calculate even like if it is weekend, just 2 days before, it's a whatever unit. All right, very flexible. I said current date, and this other predefined dates, start date, required date, end date, create date, etc. These are for manufacturing order batch creation, okay? Not by items, but for make. Because you will see that in manufacturing order we have several dates like start, end, required, etc. And you can, yeah, easily also select them if you need. Okay, default statuses. So by the way, this default status is also important because, yeah, for example, you can have that scenario. You can set your default status for a sub-receipt document, and let's say this is incoming item. And you can say, okay, it should be locked in default, and when quality control test is passed, it should automatically be released. Okay. So what you will do, you will set this to locked. And of course we have, I will mention about in quality control module, we have also function allows you to release automatically your batch once quality control is passed, or locked automatically when it's not passed. Okay. So this is also the important part. And I was mentioning about this warning expiry date, and I told you that this is being set here. We also in alert management provide you some predefined alerts about these batches. Okay. For example, let me check. All these are quality control, sample, batch consume date, etc. are defined by us, but they're not active. Of course, you should activate them. But here we provide like the list of course, we have this queries in here. All right. As you can see, yeah, you can set it daily, hourly, etc., and you can warn the users that this batch will be expired soon, or maybe it's already expired. And you can, of course, modify this query. It's why called as warning date. Okay, we also provide you this predefined alert management options. Okay, I'm just checking these details, and let me check my training structure. Okay, introduction, template, date determination, batch alerts. Okay, the last thing, yeah, actually this is something that you don't have in the standard. Here we have a parameter, batch queue. Okay. Yeah, maybe you already guessed that what this feature is. You know, in standard bill of material, if you manage an item by batch, you cannot set it to backflash, right? I mean, in issue method, it will warn you that, okay, if item is managed by batch, you cannot set it to backflash, yeah, because you cannot consume it automatically. Because sub says how the system can know this consumption order, etc. But with ProcessForce, you can set batch manage item to backflash, and you can allow the system to consume them by an order that you determine, of course, that you define. And this is that option. Okay. Here we have three options: FFIFO, FEFO, and FMFO. Okay. So I know you will ask, what are they? What are they? First of all, let me describe them. We have FIFO, FEFO, and FMFO. Okay. Okay, I'm sure you guessed this is first in, first out, right? First received will be consumed. First expired, first out, especially in like food industry, etc. First expired should be first issued. The last one is first manufactured, first out. Okay. It means that each of them has some date. So what should we say? Referred, maybe. Referred date field. Okay. First in, first out, check admission date. First expired, first out, of course, refers to expiry date. First manufacturing, first out, it refers to manufacturing date. So you will say what it is. But of course, as far as I remember, we have also this field in standard. Here, vendor manufacturing date. You may want to consume them based on it. For example, let's say you are again purchasing some milk and you will store them in your tank. And in the same date, you, let's say, you received it from two different vendors, and one is just produced one day before than other. So you can define one of them as, like, let's say 2nd of the October, the other one 3rd of the October. And then if you use FMFO method, the one field as 2nd of will be retrieved first. So let me add also some example here. Batch number. All right, so let's say admission date, expiry date, and manufacturing date, supplier manufacturing date. Batch number BN, let's say 01. And I will increase it. And let me add, like, admission date is today 10/22, all of them, but this is yesterday. Expiry date, I don't know, maybe 10 days later, all of them, but this is one day before. And manufacturing date, again, let's say it should be before admission date, so let's make it maybe 01. (2022), and let's make this 30 of September. Okay. If you use FIFO method, sorry, system will consume this one first. If it is FIFO, okay, what was that? First expired. So what is the first expired? This one. It will consume this one. If it is the last one, FMFO, it will consume this one, right? Of course, if the system needs more than one batch based on the issue quantity, it will continue to check the others, not only one. Okay, I hope it's clear for you. And I'm glad to tell you that we completed, right? We completed batch number management. Okay, I will ask if you have any question. Is everything clear?
Yes.
Great. That's great. So let me just check something. Introduction, scheduling. Batch 360. Okay. All right, we are done with batch number management. But as I told you, the template definition is the same in serial template definition. So yeah, I will not go for the details. Yeah, this is the same, okay? Yeah, you have also a lot number to be able to assign. Oh, okay, something came my mind. You may ask that, okay, I was expecting that question. I generally get, but for example, you may say date counter. Okay, you may say here we have some variables, but what if you need some custom variable? Like, what if you need to add something which is not exists here? Here we have classification variable, and this classification variable automatically gets the value from the line. Here we have classification. Okay. So for example, when you add here this classification variable, system will bring you this detail. So you can add anything here by formatted search. It means that you can bring anything, okay? Let's close them. Okay, we still have, I think, 1.5 hours. And I believe that it's enough time to see bill of material details. Okay, we have completed first master data, which is item details, with also the detailed batch definition. Now, second master data is bill of material first. So as you can see, when I click on production, here I have one bill of material, and here I have second one, because yeah, this one is standard. So what I will do, I will just disable the standard one. Now I will see only one bill of material. Okay, this is bill of material window. It's a little bit similar to standard one, but of course we have some additional tabs and fields here. First of all, the main difference. In the header, we have our, let's say, make item. And here, is there any question? No? Okay. Okay, if you don't have any question, Cornelia, I'm muting you. And if you have, please unmute yourself. Okay, we were mentioning about the revision. Here we have revision selection, all right? And let's jump back to our item, product B. And here there's something different, like we have 10 different product B. Because yeah, if you check here, revision, you will see that each of them is different revision. When you select some specific line, system will bring you only that specific revision. For example, this default revision has these 4 items, but let's check the other one, some other product B, maybe this one. And here, as you can see, we have only 2 items. It's completely different bill of material. Product B, code 00. And of course, here you can change your revision. But for example, when you want to add new bill of material for product B, let's copy, go to add mode, select our item. And here, let's say we will select this default. And let's edit. And you will see that I cannot add because it already exists for bill of material for revision. Okay, you need to create a new revision in item details, and you can then select it and create new bill of material. So let's bring the code 00. Okay, first I will explain these tabs here: items, scope, product, scrap, instruction, etc. Then I will go with the details of the line. First of all, the item tabs. These are your components, okay, to consume. It's similar to standard, but of course with additional things in the line. We will come back here later. Co-products this is, yeah, as it is named, co-product. But if I have to explain it, I would say this is secondary receipt item in your production. For example, let's imagine that you produce cheese, okay, the food. While you are producing this food, this cheese, okay, you will get a final good and it will be cheese, but you will also get some whey, okay, whey, you know, water of this cheese. And this is also something that you can sell. It means that you are producing two items at the same time. It can be also more than two. It depends on the industry. But here, this is the point, this is the tab that you can define them. Okay, these are co-products. Another one, scrap. These two tabs functionally is the same. Okay, you will receive co-products. You will also receive your scraps. Okay, for example, here you can have some item, some scrap item, and while you are receiving your final good, you can also receive your scrap. Okay, let me also give you some example. In plastic industry, you know, we have a raw material, and one of them is, let's say, polypropylene, maybe I can say, or polyethylene. We have several raw materials. And imagine that you fill your machine with this raw material, and your machine has a mold just maybe I can say has some pressure, and it's just produced the parts that yeah, it's the based on the mold's shape. Okay, and during this production you may have some parts which cannot be go for the next step, and it means that it can be failed during the production, and we call it as a scrap, of course. And at that moment, here you may have some the variant of your raw material, scrap variant. It can be different item, it can be same item, but in the different revision, etc., or in the different warehouse. I don't know. There are many methods. You can define your raw material here, and while you are producing this, in the end of this production, you can scale all these scraps, or measure on the scale, and you can receive also this scrap, because this is something that you will use later. But maybe it's not something that you will use. You may sell it to some vendor, or you can even throw it. But of course, you want to check also the scraps amounts of scraps in your production, because you will calculate maybe the yield, the efficiency of your production, etc. All right, this is the definition. Here we have instructions. This is a field actually, and I think this is long text. Yeah, 256,000 characters it allows. What you can do, you can define your production here, and you can bring it into onto some layouts, right? Here we have work in progress items. But in order to let you to understand this, I need to let you know the phantom item. And phantom item, of course, we also have it in the standard, but ours is a little bit different. And in order to show you the phantom, I will bring another bill of material, because I remember I have I have an example bill of material for that. Let me check. Okay, here. First of all, I need to explain you one thing. And I can say maybe a semi-finished good management method. Okay. There are two methods. One is semi-finished good, let's say, inventory item. The second one is phantom. And let's imagine that you have a final good. Items, let's say FG01. Final good. And you have in two scenarios, you have two different, let's say scenario 1, semi-finished good 01, and second scenario semi-finished good 02. And let's see the difference, okay? Difference of these two semi-finished good. And you have this is the items, let's say sequence 10, 20, 30, and it goes like that. And here, this is our item, active item 01. And maybe also 02. And this is our SFG01, which is inventory semi-finished good, okay? Phantom. And also I will prepare the same here, but this is SFG02. And of course, both of them has also bill of material. Even this is phantom. Okay. So let's say here FG01, SFG01. Okay. This is also FG01, but this is SFG02. And let's add only one item, okay? Let's say active item 03. And also let me add the same here. Okay. The difference. I will explain. And also I will show you in the system, by the way. Just I'm trying to explain the theory of the functions. Inventory item, in order to receive inventory item, you need to create manufacturing order because it's inventory item. In order to increase the inventory in stock, you should create another manufacturing order, and you should track your semi-finished good in the seconds or split it from final good with this another manufacturing order. Okay. For example, there is an order, okay, sales order, and let's say 10 pieces for FG01. For this scenario, you need to create MO01 for FG01, okay, and also MO02 for SFG01. You need 2 manufacturing orders. And in order to consume this one, you need to first produce this, and then you can produce this one, because this will always wait for this one. But in this scenario, system will create only one for FG01, even if you have this one. Because while you are creating manufacturing order, system will automatically copy all the content of this SFG02 and will copy it to into the parent bill of material, and it will not bring this one. Okay, I was going to just strike out, but yeah, let me not lose time. Okay, system will not bring this one. You will have these items under one manufacturing order. Of course, you have bill of material, but it allows you to bring the details, kind of a template. All right, and let's see this definition in the system. For example, I have 2 bill of materials, product B and product A, and these are similar. What I mean, both has 4 items, both has 1 make, or let's say 1 manufacturing. The line 4 or sequence 40 is manufacturing for both here type. The others buy. But yeah, this is receipt 02, this is receipt 01. And if I just click on this arrow, we will see that receipt 01 also have bill of material. If I just click again, it will go to item details, item master data, sorry. You will see that this is not stock item. This is also phantom item. And yeah, that's why you cannot see any inventory detail here, as you know. If I close this one and close this one, yeah, receipt 02 is stock item, so you will see that. Okay, let me show you. If I click on here, you can also, I have manufacturing order option, and it allows me to activate manufacturing order. Maybe you may want to create manually, okay? If I click on here, I will see manufacturing order form. Of course, I'll not go for the details of manufacturing order, but you will see that the lines, components will be different than bill of material. Because this is line 50, 60, 70, and 80 are coming from phantom, receipt 01. Okay? And in this way, you have only 1 manufacturing order. You don't have 2 manufacturing order. And actually, it's easier way to manage your production. You can have multiple operations. We will come back there later. And you can manage them here. And also, why we have this WIP, work in progress items tab. Here you can define, or system will automatically do that. You can define them your semi-finished goods to maybe track or to see how many semi-finished goods you have in this manufacturing order, but you cannot receive this one. This is not something that you can receive. But what you can do, you can maybe use the planned quantity in some formula also. We have formulation, you will see that later. You can retrieve some data from here and calculate your raw materials, etc. But just for now, know that you cannot receive this work in progress item. This, you can only add items which is not inventory item, okay, stock item. So that's why you can see only one item here, because I have only this one. Okay. So yeah, you saw that it's exploded from receipt 01 bill of material. But if I just go back to product B, you can also, and manufacturing order, I will see that receipt 02 is there. Here. You need to also create one manufacturing order for this one in order to consume it here. Of course, if you don't have enough stock in your warehouse. But it means that you will conduct or manage your semi-finished good as a completely different item. And yeah, you may ask which one should be used. It depends. I cannot tell you this should be, etc. It depends on the scenario. For example, if you produce this SFG01 separately than FG01, and if you track the inventory, if you store, of course you need to manage it as an inventory item. But if it is something that cannot be stored, it should be always consumed on the line. It can be this one. All right. Is there any question till here? I will continue again with the bill of material. We have just introduced the tabs. Okay. Here we have attachments, of course. Yeah, I'm not going to details with attachments, but you can attach anything. Okay. Let's check some fields. First of all, on the left side, on the header, we have our item, header item, and here we have type, internal, external. We will come back for this later in the further trainings, especially in subcontracting module. But for now, you should know that if it is internal, it means that you produce it in your place. If it is external, it's something that somebody else or you buy some purchase. Oh, yeah, like it's subcontracting actually. So we will see that later. And here we have quantity. We have something called factor. Okay. And also in the line, we have here, yeah, I will mention about this factor. But I need to first mention about the line. Here we have sequence. Sequence, you know, the order actually. Each time you add new item, it will automatically increase 10 by 10. That's because, yeah, you know, it's more useful because when you add a new row between two lines, you can say this is line 21, okay? And you can add your item. Of course, while you are adding it, yeah, you can change them anytime. All right. Here you can see something different, bin code. Okay. If the issue type is backflash, as I told you, you can consume your item even if it is managed by batch. And if it's backflash and if it's managed by batch, you can just, let's say, restrict the batches only in this bin location. So it means that you can select bin location. If you don't select, system will order them by not considering bin location. It will collect all of them and order. But if you select a bin location here, system will, let's say, filter the batches in this bin location. Here we have again a factor, quantity, scrap, and result. Okay. I will come back. I will come back this factor, scrap, etc. Project, Remax, distribution rule, etc. Okay, issue type. I'm sure you are familiar with the standard one, manual and backflash. But here we have something called fixed backflash. All right. So I believe that I should explain it right now. Yeah, let me do that. Let me do that. Okay, you know, manual is manual. So it means that you should create issue document manually. You should determine them. Backflash is that system will consider, we calculate the let's say item and quantity to be issued based on the received quantity. So when you create receipt document, system will calculate the issue document based on the, let's say, ratio. But also we have fixed backflash. Fixed backflash, what it is? Yeah, I'm not sure. I will maybe change it in my training structure to mention about it in manufacturing order, but let me easily and quickly mention about it. Okay, you have FG01, final good, okay? And you will, let's say your planned quantity, let's make it more organized, item to produce plant quantity. Okay. This is FG01, 100. Let's say each. And you have 10, 20, 30. Bill of material, components, active item 01. I will say active item for all, 02 and 03. And plant, okay, let's add some sequence, item code, plant quantity to issue, okay? So let's say the ratio is 1 and I will consume 100 for each, for 100 plant quantity. And this is backflash, this is manual, and this is fixed backflash, okay. Okay, let's see what happens when I create receipt document. First of all, let's create a documents. Receipt 01, okay? QTA, quantity. and the quantity is 50. Okay, I will produce 50. And what the system will do is, system will consume active item 01 minus 50. Okay, automatically, because this is backflash. System will not consume this manual because you should have issued this before. Maybe before this receipt 02, you will create. Just a moment, please. Let me just come here, and let's say issue 01. This is for this line, okay? This is my final good receipt. This is issue for this one. 02. It's manual, okay? Maybe I give all of them to the machine, or maybe 50 only. Let's say, of course, minus 50. This is receipt. And what about this one? 03. It's backflash, but called fixed backflash. So it's something like backflash, but it's fixed. Fixed means fixed plan quantity. Okay. So it means that in your first receipt, the whole planned quantity will be consumed for this active item 03. Okay. So here, system will consume this 100 in one document. And when you create the new receipt, the remind 50, for the remind 50, system will only consume this 01. It's not going to consume this one because it's already been consumed. Okay? That's the difference. That's why it's called fixed backflash. And one important note here also, this is 50 plus 50, 100 is your planned quantity, right? But let's say you will produce over than your planned quantity. It means that you will have, okay, this is receipt 02 and this is receipt 03. Let's say you will produce 20 more. What system will do? System will also again consume active 0 item 1 with the 20 quantity, but system will not issue this one. It's fixed with 100. Okay. I hope it's clear. Fixed backflash. And now it's time to mention about, I think, formula. Okay. It's not enabled in form settings. Let me activate formula. Okay. Basically, formula allows you to calculate this result. And this result will be your planned issue quantity. Okay. This is now a ratio with your header. Okay. Means that for each final good, you will consume one of these components. But this is not something like the quantity here and defined quantity here. It's not based on this field only. It's based on this formula. Okay, if I double click, here you will see some formula like U quantity. This is field name. Okay, you can hover your mouse and see the field name. Quantity multiply factor. Okay, header factor, by the way. Why it's header? Because there is no any prefix like items. If you see items prefix, it means that the field from the line, items line. It can be also from other tab, scrap line, co-product line, VIP line, etc. You can even create some user-defined field in any of this table, and you can retrieve that field also. Okay. So why I was saying that I will mention about this factor later, because yeah, you need to know that the factor is located in this formula. Okay, this is header factor, this is line factor. For example, if I change this factor, not quantity, to 2, you will see that result is 2. Okay, or maybe in the line, if I change this label 02 to 2, you will see that yeah, the calculation result is 2. For example, you can say, you can type here equal 0. Okay, whatever you change here will not have any impact on this line because you didn't add it in the formula. Okay, so you can also retrieve any information from any line. What I mean, for example, if I copy this formula and paste it here, okay, and let's say I will change this factor to 10, you will not see any difference here. But if I change this factor to 5, you will see that this line is also changed. That's because in this formula we have between this parentheses we have sequence. Okay, sequence from here, from first column. So we are saying that get the value from the first line, not the third one, not this line. It means that you can retrieve any information from any line and any tab and any field. All right. Okay, the formula that you see here are coming from the default one, are coming from, let me set this to 1 first. Let me update. They're coming from general settings. ProcessForce, bill of materials. Okay. Here we have default formula. All right. And yeah, you can change this formula as you need. And you can also define this formula in item group. Means that you can define formula based on your item groups. Okay. This is the formula for item. This is the formula for co-products, for scrap, and for phantom. What it means, we also have these formulations in each tab. This is formula for co-products, formula for scrap, and the formula for work in progress. So let's see some complicated or advanced formula. I already have an example, I think. So I believe so. So product B. I'm not sure which one, but let's find it out. Revision 05. Okay, this one. So yeah, I have a final good. I have 16 lines. Yeah, imagine that these are different items, okay? And here we have some different formulations in each line. But if you check in the first line, system only gets the quantity defined in the first line. And in the second line, system gets the result, this result, calculated one, and gets some value from line 20 and gets some value from line 10 again. For example, check the last line. I have more complicated one here. It sums some value from each line and it's finally multiplied with some static number. And if you check, the result is 0.06 here. So if I change, for example, this quantity, you will see that the last line is being changed. Okay? I'm just trying to show you how complicated formula you can prepare.